so much for being so patient and working with us today. And that's a great tour.
Your tour was awesome. That was
Can
great.
you hear us?
Yes.
Yes. Can you hear us?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Hello?
And
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Testing.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
They can hear us, but we can't hear them.
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm sorry we can't hear you right now. I'm trying to figure it out.
It's okay. I can hear you.
okay. We can hear him.
Okay, she said they can hear us, but we can't hear her. Okay, I think this better.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's
Can you
okay.
guys hear us now?
Yes. Perfect. All right. So
Okay, good.
perfect.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about the that gigantic bus. How long does it take you to finish your bus? That's okay. Yes. Perfect. All right. So perfect. Okay. So let's talk about the that gigantic bus. How long does it take you to finish your bus? That's okay.
It took us 2.5 years to build the bus. It only really actually took us about a year to actually kind of build the bus, but then it took us about an extra year to be able to get
the paperwork took the longest time, really, just getting it licensed and all the inspections and everything like that. So that pretty much took longer than the actual build. But
So can we ask how much money you put into it, like so far?
let that display back so then we can just hear it on.
We just got slight delay here. Please just bear with us.
probably total about 25 to 30,000.
Yeah.
Was from
Okay.
like beginning to end, I think.
It's been an ongoing. One of the main things that we realized with an MCI coach bus was there was few, not many mechanics that could work on it. So we spent a lot of time and energy being able to make sure that we had a stable foundation as far as just inside the bus and just making sure that the engine ran well and so on. Tires was another thing. The actual build really wasn't expensive as much as it could have been because we was able to get this is my actual second bus, and before we got together I had a bus, so I knew how expensive it would be if we had to get a lot of the stuff brand new. So we were blessed enough to have a friend of the family that had an old trailer, a camper that we was able to gut out to take out the toilet, the stove, and some of the other the shower and the fresh water and the gray water tanks. So we were able to do a lot of recycling. The kitchen was recycled material. So a lot of it was built around using recycled material as well.
Great. So just tell the people here again how can they go and support you or follow you. I know you do all these art classes as well at school and you travel around. This is the reason why you start the schooling. So just tell the people here again how can they go and support you or follow you. I know you do all these art classes
Yeah, so pollination was built around out of a need of as well. Me and my wife, we go into schools and work with at-risk youth and youth using art as a tool to inspire them. So we actually started a nonprofit organization, and our website is pollinationworldwide.com, and our Instagram page is Pollination Station Art Bus. Um, and you can look at that Instagram and our Facebook as well as Pollination Station Art Bus. So YouTube, we have things. My wife has her creative and artist Facebook pages.
Facebook at Divine Soul Beauty, or also on Instagram.
And mine is just at Malcolm McCray. So anybody that want to reach out, bring us to your school. We would love to be able to help and inspire any community across America.
Perfect. Where are you guys at right now? In Missouri?
Are you located in Missouri right now?
All right, guys. I think we have to say goodbye to Malcolm and Natalie just right here, just because the connection is very delayed.
Oh, yeah, we're in southern Missouri. Yep, southern Missouri, between St. Louis and Memphis.
Very good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming and join us today, and sorry for all the connection.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. I don't know why we have to delay that, but now we have our next guest is Emily.
Hi, John and
Yay! Emily, can you hear me? Right?
How are y'all?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you well. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Perfect.
All right.
So,
All right. We're gonna jump into the tour.
I'm sorry, what?
We're gonna jump into the tour now.
Oh, yes.
If you're ready.
Yes.
Perfect.
This is Micro House. It's built on a Trekker trailer, 5 foot by 10 foot. Been living in it for almost a year, and 50 square feet. So I'm gonna flip it around. Oops. There we go. So this is the exterior of it. Got a cute little doorbell right here.
Oh, that's
A metal
cute.
milk crate. So this right here will keep stuff out of the house. I don't need to go in. Here's my door with a map of Alabama from where I'm from. And this is the inside of my house. Got my little bench right here with underneath storage. Got little drawers there that I keep stuff in. Under the bed. Hey, John, remember when I told you about the my Hope chest? I turned it into my DIY compost toilet there. I know, right? See, there it is. I still have the top. I'm going to turn into a
cool.
tub. And then this right here, it's
very nice.
So it rolls out, and this is storage that rolls out. We have a 2.5 gallon on-demand hot water heater back there. Got my hanging clothes here. And I'm going to go up. Here's the bed. And that's a cold front. It's an AC, supplemental heat, and dehumidifier that works really good. I've had it in a lot of different temperatures. Coming back around. This is my dresser, my nightstand, charging station. Got movies, books, diffuser, and a little place to hop up into the bed. I'm gonna go up. This is my ceiling. I love my ceiling. It's very nice. This is a cedar branch that I got from the property that we were building the house on, and I've added some LED lights to it. So at night when it lights up, it's a really nice ambiance. Coming around to the kitchen, got storage for all my snacks. Got a big window here for a pass-through. I'll show you the outside in just a moment. Got my my Fireman's ladder here that is storage. Got a magnetic hook on there. Holds a whole bunch of stuff. Galvanized sink with my really cute little faucet right there. And then that under storage in the kitchen. So holds quite a bit of stuff. And my refrigerator there. So yeah, this is 50 square feet. Been living in it for almost a year. Got a this is a rub board that I use for like a messaging center. Holds my keys and everything there. I'll show you my floors. I love my floors. These are just ripped plywood that I painted and made a stain for. So that's the interior. Going to show you some things on the exterior. So I posted a photo. This right here is my traveling herb garden, which right now all I have is my basil with me, but it's doing pretty good. And so this is what you haven't seen. So this is the tongue end of the house, and we got some storage here. So much storage, life-changing storage. So it holds a whole bunch of stuff, which works really good, you know, because hoses, tools, and things like that. And the goal is to put battery bank in there to do solar. And then we've got some composite decking here. So this will eventually be the outdoor shower here. And then coming on around, these are my windows that we got off side of the road for free that I repurposed into awning windows. They work really good. And like I said, this right here is a good pass through into the kitchen when you're outside cooking. And this is my drop down shelf here with my Coleman stove. And that's my house.
Wow.
Beautiful.
That's small, but got everything. Look,
That's beautiful.
Emily, look, we got Chris here.
I see that. Who? Oh my goodness, inspired so much from us.
Look what the cat drug in.
I see that. How did he get to Georgia?
How did I get here?
Yeah.
I drove. Look at you. You got a tan. Nice.
She looks great.
She does.
So what do you think about the front? Do you like the front?
I am amazed at how different it looks up on the tongue and everything. That's really wow. All that storage and everything. That's incredible.
It is incredible. And like I said, right now it's holding a whole bunch of stuff that I'm still going through. I don't know how we're still going through stuff, but everything that we own is between this house and my car.
I remember a year ago or last year when you were out at Finn's at our place and you were talking about possibly putting like a bath or a shower on the tongue.
Yes.
And I think this is such a wiser idea. I think this is so much wiser having all that storage up there.
Yes, we still have that composite decking that I am going to do an outside shower up there as well. It's in progress.
Well, yeah, you have that long tongue. You have that long freaking tongue up there.
Thank you,
know?
Andrew Bennett.
Yeah. So real nice. So your Bardo, your Gypsy looks so different. And I've seen it. This is now stage 3 because I remember the first time I saw it, it was like real raw on the inside. It was really raw. Yeah. And the next time I saw it, it was all coming together and looking like, to me, it was done. But, you know, you still had more plans and stuff. Now I see it in stage 3. What's the coolest thing about it today that you like the most about it? What's the neatest feature?
The neatest feature of my house? I don't know. I really like it all because it's so much fun. Whenever, you know, get off from work and want to hook it up and go anywhere. I mean, I just, you know, it's just fun. The whole thing.
Gotcha.
There's
Christopher Ives is asking, what does she, so I'm assuming she is you, what does she do for power? What's your power hookup there? How do you do it?
Oh, right now I am plugged in to power. My goal is to be solar, but again, that'll be the 4th installment.
And so do you have regular household 15, 20 amp service? Do you have 30 amp RV service? What do you have?
It can be 30 or 50 is my understanding. The electrician that it can be 30 or 50. So right now I'm plugged into 110 and it runs everything just fine.
Gotcha. I see. Okay. So you have like a little adapter.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Very good. Nice. And so with the household 15 amp that you're running, you can run everything on board?
Yes. I mean, we don't have a lot of things. Like I said, we have a small refrigerator, a 2.5 gallon hot water heater, and then the AC unit is really the only major three things. We have LED lights up here that don't really pull anything. And of course, charging my phone and the laptop.
Cool. If I gave you a magic wand, if Harry Potter came and hung out with you for an hour and you could just like do this, what would be something you would either change and get rid of or replace or add or do totally new, unique, different to the house?
I don't think there's anything. I've really thought all of this out for several years, and I really enjoy it the way that it is. Solar is really the only thing that I need right now, but everything else I really, really enjoy and like. It works out, and it's easy to move stuff around. I just love my house.
That's the first time somebody has said, I like it as is. Everybody always has a thing like they would like different or improve on.
Yes.
Like for me, I would like things not to be designed for a 4'9" person.
If I had one, I would just undo you. How about that? Undo you.
Turn me into a frog.
All right, Emily.
Emily, do us one favor. Could you move back into screen so everybody can see you? There you go. Great.
All right, Emily, thank you so much, and thank you for being so patient.
Thank you.
I know that
Thank you. Chris, it's good to see you. Jonathan, I'm going to come up and visit with y'all not too long from now.
Wait till you see the place now.
I know. I'm excited. All the stuff that y'all do out there.
It's crazy stuff. You missed the flamethrower demonstration the other night.
Okay.
I lit off the flamethrowers and took out the top of a tree. Everybody freaked out.
Don't even be proud about that.
Oh, wow.
Right, thank you so much.
Bye-bye, dear. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
She's our good friend, Emily.
So that's Emily Moore. And next we're going to have Lindsay Wood.
Lindsay Wood.
Hi, Lindsay. Hey, Lindsay, can you hear us?
Hi there. Yeah, can you hear me?
All right, yay.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you so much for the wait. So what we're going to do, while I'm trying to pull up your video tour, let's introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay. It's Sunday here in Ukiah, California. Bright and sunny and starting to get warm. And we're sheltering in place at my parents' house right now as we work on our tiny home. This is some of the stuff that we're going to be building. Oh, I just tried to flip the camera around. Maybe it won't let me. There we go. So we're building these units to actually go in and create more storage unit in our tiny home. And it's a method called Shusugiban. It's a Japanese method, also called, I think, flame finish for the layman term. You basically take a torch to pallet wood, and we're building our units out of that for my office. We're replacing the Murphy bed and Eric's area. So it is just like project day here. And cool. I'm a consultant with Experience Tiny Homes. I help people go tiny because our builder chose to go bust on us in the middle of the build. So it was quite a journey, but I think we have a 10-minute tour of my tiny home here.
All right. We'll be right back with Lindsay in 10 minutes for a short while we're watching her video.
This is Lindsay Wood with Experience Tiny Homes, and that is our tiny home. My husband Eric and I decided to go tiny in 2017 when we had totaled up our rent, totaling $108,000. It was just far too much for us to keep spending on rent and to someone else's equity. So we chose to go tiny, and we chose a 33-foot gooseneck tiny home because unlike many people, we wanted to travel, and we have over 6,000 miles. And that's how I've met John and Finn with United Tiny House. Hi, John and Finn. Thank you so much for inviting me to show you a tour of Sierra, our tiny home. So let's take you on a tour. Right now, she's parked in a lot in Ukiah, California. Right down the street is the City Hall. But this is her Gooseneck. And just a little bit about Sierra. We picked her up in the middle of 2018 from a builder who went bust on us. That's right. It does happen, people. Our builder decided to go bust or close their business in the middle of our build. So we rescued our tiny home and worked on her for 8 months. We are in the middle of a little bit of a remodel. And that's because of shelter in place, the opportunity to move home to my parents' house in Ukiah while they're sheltering down in Tucson. And so this lot here, we can park it and work on it, but we can't live in it. So we're able to live in a home right now. It's interesting. We actually miss our tiny home, but let's give you a tour. So this is a lot of windows, and we do have a solar package right next to our propane tanks. This is our battery inverter system. And right now she's pumping at 100%. That is awesome. And then this area down here is part of our remodel. We're going to make this a garage. That's right. We're going to enclose the gooseneck. The cool thing about the gooseneck is you've got all this under storage. And so we're going to make that into a garage now that we're not traveling. And then down here, we've got our water in and our gray water tank out. We do not have a black water tank because we use a waterless toilet. This is our external shower and the outside fun world. We've got outside lights, which are great for events and festivals, which we've gone to about 12 of them. And let's take you inside. So one of the key features of our home was a big kitchen. We are 13 feet 6 inches tall. Pretty much, you don't want to go taller than that, but our kitchen was our feature, our biggest feature point, because we wanted a lot of storage. As you can see, we're not really fully moved in right now because we're living elsewhere. We chose for a stovetop instead of an oven range, and we chose a toaster oven because we just don't use a big oven a lot, but we do use that a lot. That is actually a really great toaster. We love our undermounted sink, purified water, all of that great stuff, and home is where we park it. We need a tiny home visual on those. Okay, so let's take you over here to the dining room. One of the other key features is this really cool thing we call the dining room table, aka Zach Hack, for those of you that know Zach Giffen. So this can actually come up and lock in place. I'm not going to fully do that. And then this one can come up in place and make it big, or we can drop it down and just pull up the small one. And it's a wonderful way to have people over. We also can make the ladder go up. That's right. So I'll just lock it into place right here. And now that ladder is out of the way for when we put chairs right here. But then when we want to go to sleep, which we do sleep in the loft, we take the ladder and fold it down. So I'll pop up into the loft here. We have this wonderful mattress up here that we were gifted by our friends. And we are going to be, this is part of the remodeling, we're doing some bookshelves up here out of pallet wood using this really cool Japanese method where you burn the wood called shusugiban. And this will be, I think we're going to have like 4 shelves here, enough for taking the books off the ground. And we have a lot more books than that. That is our mini split. Not a recommended place for your mini split. You want to actually move it more in the center of the home. So we're going to be moving it there. One of our projects, we normally have a bunch of baskets up here for our storage, and they can all be hooked in for travel. That is a didgeridoo, not a rain stick. One of the cool features I want to point out is a vented hood. When you're in a tiny home and you're living with a chef, you really want a vented hood. So that is looking backwards. We put the bathroom as you walk in on a slant. And one of the other remodel projects is this area. I highly recommend doing a butt test on the couch because it looks nice, but the actual cushion of the couch is not that great. We also don't want that extension anymore because we're going to build a big unit here for my husband to be at, and it won't really work with that sticking out. And that's going to all be built with the Shusugi bond on pallet wood method. So the reality, when the builder goes bust and you only have a certain amount of money you've paid them, and it took us 8 months to finish, we really didn't quite finish our home like you'd pick up from a builder, but we're doing it little bit by little bit. For example, this window was going to be a 6-foot window awning pop out. Well, that was a $5,000 window. Imagine when we picked up the tiny home, that window was not installed. But speaking of windows, we've got a lot of natural light. A lot of people that have seen our tiny home, about 7,000 people, really love the light of the room. And it also, because you paint it white and there's so much light, it really feels big. That's the biggest comment we get. And then we have this little fun nook because we didn't put in a 6-foot window. I decided to use the nook and put, fun little tchotchkes. That's the one zone for tchotchkes. Okay, we go into the bathroom. All right, everybody. This is a unit that you install. It is a steam room, bathtub, shower. I know it looks very space agey, right? We've got the LED lit. Hi, LED lit mirror. We have the separate toilet, and we were so happy to get in a 24-inch with drawers vanity cabinet. And then normally my earrings hang there. Okay, and we're rolling on up the stairs into the bedroom, the second place where we're going to be removing this Murphy bed. The Murphy bed is cool, but we really don't need it because we sleep over there in the loft. And so we wrap around to maybe the world's only crawl-in closet, right? Little pun off the walk-in closet. So that is our washer dryer. Yes, we do crawl into there. People, you may love it or hate it, but the good news is tiny homes are highly customizable for you. And for those of you that are interested, I'm hosting a Design Your Dream Tiny Home Life Play Workshop on May 30th. It's our last one of the month, and it's registration complimentary because all of that's going on. And then we'll reemerge somewhere in June or July with a new level of workshop. Back to the tour. Okay, so we're going to kind of gut this whole room. If anyone wants to buy a Murphy bed, there's a few holes in it here and there, but it's pretty awesome. We got it from Costco, about $2,000. And instead, I'll show you the width of my desk will now be that wide, and then we'll have upper cabinets because when we pull this bed down, there's really just no storage. What we discovered is that we have storage in our home, like here in the back of our crawl-in closet, but we don't have storage in the right places. Like in my office, I only had places underneath here with baskets, and I really wanted storage in the upper. So we're gonna remove the Murphy bed because we're not using it. And when you live tiny and you don't use something, it's gotta go. And that includes your stuff. For those of you that are interested in downsizing and simplifying, tiny homes are an awesome opportunity. For those of you that are looking at downsizing your financial requirements from either rent or mortgage, tiny homes are a great option. We love our tiny home. A lot of people think our tiny home is big, but right size your American dream. That's what I call it. Speaking of that, I'll be hosting Right Sizing Our American Dream podcast. That's going to be coming out. And for those workshops or podcasts or anything that you want more information about, check it out. Welcome to Sierra. We're Lindsay and Eric Wood, experiencetinyhomes.org. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Experience Tiny Homes, and sign up for the weekly Tiny Home Tuesday newsletter because that's where you're going to find out more about all that's going on. So for the last little bit, check out the tiny home. Make your dream tiny home come true. Go tiny. Bye, everyone.
Oh, there you go. Hi, Lindsay.
Hey, Lindsay.
For the weekly Tiny Home
Hi.
Tuesday newsletter.
I'm watching you guys watching me.
Great tour.
It's like,
Great tour. So we had a couple of questions.
great.
So Shannon, she wanted to know, how are you planning to create that garage area under the towing hook when you will need it to move to a different location?
Yeah, so I actually just thought about this morning. I want everything that we own in our lives to fit in our Dodge Ram dually, which has a big back area, as well as when we're hooked up, we can have area in the back of the truck and in the tiny. But then when we're parked somewhere, which we are only looking to move it to land ourselves for a long time, we're going to do some type of garage door around that gooseneck underneath using plywood. Haven't totally figured out the design yet because right now we're super focused on the interior. But what we are doing during this whole time of shelter in place is downsizing.
Gotcha. All right, very good. And my wife's mouth is full of food, but she had a question. What is it? You and I had two questions.
Oh, the bubble bed, is it still for sale?
I can't hear her, John.
Yeah, a mouthful of food.
Baby, is the Murphy bed, is it still for sale, Lindsay?
Yeah, it's for sale. We are literally going right after this, going to go over there and take it apart. We'll film all the untaking apart so people can know how to put it back together. But it is available for sale. It's about 300 pounds. So we might sell it locally versus something like shipping it. However, if you were to order something like that, I mean, we'll probably sell it for $800 to $1,000. You save a lot on just the total cost of what it costs from Costco directly.
So somebody can reach out to you through IG to experience tiny homes if they're interested in that.
Yep, at Experience Tiny Homes. Right now, my profile link is for the workshop that we're hosting. One more, May 30th, Design Your Dream Tiny Home Life, registration complimentary.
Great, great. Let me see, who else has a question?
And also, do you miss your tiny house? Because right now, you have to stay at your parents'.
I mean,
And
I'm living in a room right now. This is my mom and dad's room. So they live half time in Ukiah and half time in Tucson. And it just so happened that we got a 30-day notice to vacate. So one of the things that, we live tiny. I consult with people to go tiny. We've traveled tiny. And we're also totally in the reality of figuring out how to relocate ourselves. A lot of people will not even get started on the journey of going tiny because they don't know where to park it. Just understandable. There's a lot of, whether you park under the radar or park, legally, there's a lot of different options, but they're not like, here's the red carpet, come on in, easily park right here. Right. So we are looking for a place. We miss our tiny home. But that's why we're taking all the advantage of being here to finish what we need to really live efficiently.
all right, okay.
Gotcha.
So tell us again about your car. So there's people interested, they can go and visit you. Where to give us information about your cars?
At experiencetinyhomes.org. That's the website. I put the link in the YouTube connection for my Design Your Dream Tiny Home Life play workshop. We do have papers and scissors and markers. We're really more of an artistic environment. That's right. There's about 10 parts that I see going tiny, and there are some key parts that as you figure those out, it's not just what the tiny home is, but lifestyle.
Gotcha.
All right, so thank you so much.
And one last thing, just related, unrelated. You sit on the board of directors for an organization that Finn and I happen to just be members of. Dan Fitzpatrick is its president, and Zach Giffen, as everybody knows, with Tiny House Nation, is its vice president. Would you just do a little plug for that organization real quick, because we think it's a great organization, Finn and I. That's why we joined and became members. Would you say a little word about it real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. So tinyhomeindustry.association.org is a great resource to go to. It's also something that really supports commercial members and individuals. In fact, we are going to have 2 tracks, and you guys don't even know this yet, but Dan is recording a whole webinar on helping people advocate in their area on legalizing tiny homes. What he's done, at least here in California and the state of Maine, is create ordinances allowing tiny homes to actually be legal in backyards under the accessory dwelling unit ordinance. But in addition, and I would say higher level than all of that, we're really focused on creating standards specifically for tiny houses that we need to separate from being RVs, because we're not. We're largely tiny homes. And that, it's a brand new industry on top of an old industry. But those two worlds need to kind of have their own, I would say, building standards and building codes.
Great. Fantastic.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate that. And if somebody wants to learn or join or get anything, it's Tiny Home.
It's tinyhomeindustry.association.org. Individuals are $25 for the year, and you're going to get 4 Q&A or webinar type things a year. And then for the commercial members, it's $100, and you'll be getting monthly member meetups. In fact, we just did our first one every third Thursday of the month. We call them Thea Thursdays, and we just did one about financing tiny homes.
And actually, that's not exactly true, because as members, I think I'm seeing invitations almost weekly, like more than just 4.
Yeah, we're reorganizing ourselves, but the individuals will absolutely be getting support for, where to park, the tiny home information. The commercial members growing the industry really are focusing on legalizing, but it's all in this together, right? If anyone out there knows a mayor or an elected official or has a passion for, helping your own community get legalized for tiny homes, then we want to talk with you.
Right. Great. Fantastic. Well, we thank you very much. We appreciate you all come out. Say hi to your husband, who, by the way, everybody, is an awesome chef. He can cook in the kitchen. He is a chef.
Absolutely.
So, tell him we all said hi.
We're working on making a tiny home cooking show with Eric.
Yeah, tune in, people. Tune in.
Very
Expand
nice.
Tiny Homes on Instagram.
Y'all take care.
Bye, Lindsay.
Bye. Love you guys.
All right, bye.
All right, Lindsay, you know what? I need a break. I don't know about you, but I need a break because I want to stuff my face. Just listen to
Here's a little bit of music entertainment.
Stephanie.
Coming to you right now,
It's
Stephanie.
wonderful. She lives in a van, and you all should go and check her out.
Trying to lose my way of living for a more fulfilling Whoa, this world is my home.
Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Go follow her.
And if you like her, go to Instagram to Steffer Soar. Like Steffer Soar.
Okay, stop
Okay.
it. All right, okay, so next guest is a boss named Sue, which is Lindsay and Leo. They are trying to lock in right now. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go and take a tour that they just recorded that earlier for us. And then when we come back, we're going to catch up with them.
All righty.
All right.
Cool. Is everybody having a good time?
I have a good time.
I'm having a good time.
And I'm eating too.
I'm not
Everybody's having a
touching
good time.
you.
Don't
I'm not
touch
touching you. I'm not touching you.
Don't touch me. Don't
I'm not
touch me.
touching-
Don't touch me.
Yeah, not touching.
Lindsay,
I'm Leo.
and this is our bus named Sue.
All right, this is our bus. It's a 2003 International 5-window. It's got 73 diesel. We deleted 4 of the windows, 2 on the front and 2 on the back on both sides. Yeah. First thing when you come in, we just got our shoe storage here, little sticker collection, and this is a junk drawer. This was a side of the road find and just added it in first thing. Over here, took out some of the plastic dashboard and redid this so we had a little more shelf space underneath the dash. We have the cat box, so just pop that off, get in there. A little more catch-all space right here. Then coming in, here's our bathroom. We got the Nature's Head composting toilet. And then we just keep all our toiletry storage in here. There's no indoor shower in there yet. Then coming back, we got our cubic mini wood stove cub. Heats the place perfectly. Then underneath, we got all our firewood, cutting supplies, matches. Then under here, this slides out as like an extra seating area. And that's where we keep stuff to burn. Right here, this is where our table gets stored. And then we can take this pole off to hide that under the bed. We made this so instead of bolting this on the bottom, this comes off. I made that little slide on piece so it's a little more narrow for storing. So that just slides on, and we can either have it this way, desk over there, in the middle for playing cards or whatever. Then we got our kitchen area. Let's get a shelf with cups, plates, coffee stuff. Our sink. This is one of the latest updates I added. We used to just have a foot pump, but I added a water sink. Here's the switch for the water pump. Running water now. And then we have this to pull outside for outdoor showers. Then underneath the sink, we got some more storage, craft stuff, cleaning supplies, cat stuff, our little trash can. And behind there, we just have a 7-gallon gray water tank. And then pulling for the sink, we have a 30-gallon water tank under the bed. Right here we have our Magic Chef RV oven. Got that off Craigslist. And here's food storage. Pots and pans live under here. More kitchen storage. More storage under here. All our spices on the rack. We're not fully moved in right now. We took a little break for the last couple months, do some remodels. Then back over here we got our couch. And this lifts up for storage. I hid one of the wheel wells under here, but there's still room to put stuff. And same thing on this side. Our curtains, we keep them rolled up a lot of the time, but at night we'll pull these all down, and they have Reflectix sewed in them. They're just drop cloths, and then that Reflectix adds a little bit of insulation for colder temperatures. We're keeping the heat out. Here's a little power station. We got one of our light switches on a dimmer for lighting in the bed area, 2 USB outlets, and our Renogy solar charge controller. And here there's more storage. We keep electronics and stuff in there. Little fold-out cup holder. And then there's more storage under here. Then under the bed, this is another new addition. Added these big drawers. It's going to be mostly clothes storage probably. And then over here we have our 12-volt fridge. It's just one of the cheaper versions off of Amazon. But we used it our first 3 months on the road and it held up just fine. Then we made our bed so we can lift it up and have some access under here. That's our 30-gallon tank. We got a little bit more storage here. All our electrical system is underneath in this box here. We got our inverter charger controller right there just to get out easily. Then in the back we got 2 cabinets right here. These were just the off-the-shelf cheap Home Depot ones, and then I just cut out the back of the top one to get a little more storage to the back of the curve of the bus. And then another one under here. We got some hanging storage on the other side, and then these 3 baskets up top. Back of the bus, our garage area. We keep our bikes back here. Still moving stuff in here, but we got everything on totes, and we have enough space where we can stack these totes as well if we need more storage. Just keep like extra electrical, plumbing stuff. I have access to my electrical here. Tools, camping gear, and then here's our propane box that vents out underneath the bus.
That is Leo and Lindsay. That's
Can you hear us?
beautiful.
Can you hear us? Hey!
Yay.
Hey! Cool.
All right, get questions.
So, when you did your conversion, was your bus converted at all, or did you get it with a bunch of little children seats in it, and you had to pull them all out, or was it already gutted for you? What was the condition of the bus when you all first got it?
Yeah, it was school year. We went directly to school by it, so yeah, it's.
Gotcha. So you broke up just a little bit there at the end. I didn't quite get all that. So, but you were able to just start doing the conversion pretty quick.
Yeah, we ripped out all the seats, pulled out all the ceiling panels, the floor, everything down to the shell.
Gotcha.
How long would it take you to do the conversion?
It took about 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh,
really?
That's not bad.
From gutting it to completing it?
Yeah, I was able to
Nice.
work on it like all day, every day for those 3 months.
Yep. And then we left to travel in January and came back to Massachusetts in March. And now we've been making a ton of updates these past few months now that we've been stationary.
Gotcha.
Do you like it so far?
Oh yeah, we can't wait to get on the road.
Yeah, we're moving back.
No, they think it sucks.
Well,
They
you never know. You never know. This thing, hey.
So, what was by far the most disgusting, nastiest thing you found in the seats?
Nothing like too crazy in our bus.
A lot of bubble gum.
Yeah, a lot of gum, hair.
Man, when we gutted our bus, I was like, ah! There was some nasty stuff in there. Some nasty stuff.
They had the short seat. Your bus is a short one, right?
Yeah, it only had 5 rows of seats on each side.
Yeah.
A 24 passenger.
We found ours came from an elementary school that from there went to a church or went from a church to an element. Anyway, it went between 2 hands, and we actually found little roaches, like joints that were like 1 million years old. They kind of disintegrated in our hands, like into like dust. It was all crackly and stuff.
Okay.
I was just trying to see, how old they were. That's all. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So the wood burning stove behind you.
Yeah.
So what brand is that?
It's the Cubic Mini Cub, their smallest version.
Okay. Do you like it so far? Like keep you warm, no problem?
Yeah, it heats up this bus, no problem.
From driver's seat all the way to the rear, or does it seem to gravitate to keep you a certain?
We have a curtain over here that will close it off to the front.
Okay.
And that definitely
Keep it in.
Nice.
And once we pull that down in the morning, you can just feel the cold air rush in.
Gotcha. Okay. Very, very good. Very good. Cool. And you got all for your cubic. You got all the piping and everything directly from.
Yeah,
cubic?
we got the whole kit and everything.
Okay, you didn't try to DIY it or anything of that nature.
Nah, I just didn't want to deal with.
I'm with you on that one, man.
Yeah.
Because it's a small pipe, right?
Yeah, it's only
like 3 inch or something.
Yeah, it goes from a 3 to a 5 inch insulated out the top.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I can appreciate definitely doing that.
Hi, darling.
And who's the little cat? What's his or her name?
That's Wilson.
Hey, Wilson.
That's Wilson.
Now, did you have Wilson before you got on the road? Before you did the bus conversion?
Yeah, we had him for like 2 years before we got the bus, so it was not an option to leave him behind.
Did he adapt okay?
Yeah, he does all right.
Yeah. He doesn't like when the bus is moving, but
No.
aside from that, yeah. When we're stationary, he's loving it. But
Yeah, I foresee every single one of our cats like just ripping my face off as I'm driving the bus. They are not fans.
Yeah.
I don't think they can stay on the bus, but this is great. I want a bus that can travel. But okay, let us know how do people follow you about your travel and things like that. Can they follow you on Instagram, Facebook? How do they follow you?
Yeah, we just have the Instagram at a bus named Sue with underscores.
With underscore underscore bus underscore named underscore Sue.
Why Sue?
Yeah.
Johnny Cash reference? Or?
Yeah, Johnny Cash reference. I wanted it to be a tough sounding bus, and then
Well, it's just name it
We were just talking. She recognized a bus named Sue, referenced it to Johnny Cash. Yet last month she had no idea who Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons were. So you know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being with us today, and sorry for the delay.
no
And you have such a beautiful conversion with 3 months conversion. I think that's really good. So people go and follow them. A bus named Sue on Instagram.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, folks. Y'all take care.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I love that bus. Can we have a short bus, please? Babe, can you build me a short bus?
How about if we finish that big giant bus out there first? Okay.
Yeah, that one too. That one too.
How many buses you want?
Huh? As many? As many? Okay, next we are going to...
Never satisfied wife says, huh?
Next we're going to check out Jessica from Nomadic Door. She will be talking about composting toilet. They have a really, really cool composting toilet.
Yeah, and now what I really like about this before the video gets started is as somebody who has Nature's Head and separate composting toilets, because my DIY composting was such a failure, this is real important to watch because this is successful DIY.
Hi, I'm Jessica Rosetta at Nomadic Doula on Instagram, and I'm here to talk to you about my DIY composting toilet. And here she is. So when we first started our bus build, we were going to use a Nature's Head toilet, but the price tag was something that was a little bit scary and not really in our budget. So we figured, why don't we try to make our own? We made everything else that's on our bus, so we gave it a go. The price tag of the Nature's Head is about $1,000, and we spent about $100 on ours. We looked at the Nature's Head and the Airhead toilets, and we saw that there was a few key components, and we knew that those were ones we needed to incorporate in our design. So we have a container for poo, we have a container for pee, and we have a fan that kind of circulates the air so things don't get stinky. So let's take a closer look. So our container for poo is a 5-gallon bucket that's been cut down a little bit. I didn't want my toilet to be as high because I have 3 children. We use biodegradable bags in our toilet. They come in little tiny rolls like this. I get them from Amazon. And we also use a coconut core carbon-based medium to go inside to cover your poo. The other element that was key was separating the urine, which was our urine diverter. I ordered it off of eBay from a company called Free Range Designs out of the UK. They thoughtfully also included with that this little tiny strainer. I think it's for making tea, but it's great for keeping coconut core out of the urine container, which is something that my 4-year-old loves to try to do when she's covering up her own poo. we had a container, a 2-gallon container for our urine when we first started. After living on the bus for a month with 5 people, we realized that a 2-gallon container was just ridiculous, and I used to have nightmares about it overflowing at night if the kids had to get up to go to the bathroom. So after about a month, we decided to plumb our urine to our gray tank, and it has been just so awesome to not have to worry about emptying our urine at all. We also have the fan, which helps circulate the air, which is a great thing so that you can keep the smell down. Another thing that we use is we have a little bit of vinegar and water, and we will just spray the urine diverter, and it kind of just helps with cleaning, things like that. All of the things to build the kind of the holding and the outside, a lot of that was stuff that I found around my garage. I did purchase the corrugated metal, which was great because it kind of bent around and we could have a more rounded design. But you know, the innards are like wood that I just had laying around, and the toilet seat was just a cheap toilet seat from Walmart, and it does the trick. Speaking of the coconut core, we buy our coconut core in these huge bricks, and this is what we use to cover our poo. It's about a 10-pound brick of coconut core. I get it from Amazon. If you stick this in we have a big Rubbermaid tub that we stick it in, and we pour a few gallons of water on it, and it kind of all floofs up and turns into this nice and light, fluffy, you know, kind of planting medium, and that's what we use. We keep the big, huge thing outside, but we have this nice little can that we keep inside, and you just take a cupful and you just sprinkle it over your poo after you go. It's really kind of nice. You could use it for planting. That's what it's meant for, is for plants. But it kind of helps keep everything nice inside your toilet. And that's pretty much all about our composting toilet. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm on Instagram at Nomadic Doula, and our bus is at Live to Wander Bus, also on Instagram. We would love to answer any questions and help you out in any way if you're trying to build your own composting toilet. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
That is so cool. Thank you so much, Jessica from Nomadic Doula. Just go and follow her. If you have any question, just go to her Instagram and she'll be happy to help you. Okay, so before we're going on to the next one, I think we're going to answer some question here very quickly because we have Jeremy waiting.
So,
right now.
Yeah, simplicity or bus. So the urine can go into the gray tank instead of the black tank. Yeah, a lot of people, they will route their gray water to their, because I'm going to assume in the application that we just saw, they don't have a black tank because they're collecting all the black matter into the composting bin. So the urine's going to the gray tank, and the gray water dilutes down the urine. And then how they dispose of the gray water from there is their decision. Now, what we do out at Beloved Cabin Homestead, our gray water, so we have 3 Nature's Head composting toilets, and we have 1 separate composting toilet. So what happens is our urine in the Nature's Heads go into the canteen, the little bucket in the front. It's like a 2-gallon bucket with the strap. We take that and we do 1 of 2 things with it. A, we pour it as a predator deterrent out along the tree line, keeps away from our cats and chickens, the foxes, coyotes, and weasels and stuff. And if you dilute it down 50-50, half urine, half water, it's safe enough to go into gardens. It's fine. It doesn't kill anything. On the separate, it goes into a water line, into a gray water line, what's called a French drain, and it dilutes down. So what we see a lot of people doing, who have like separates, or in the situation of the previous composting toilet, we see that the people are having their urine go into the gray water lines, into the gray water tanks, and it's getting diluted down. So because they don't have black tanks to that they have to pump out and dispose of the black matter, because it's going into composting bins, into either bags or or they're disposing of it with peat moss, etc. So I hope that answers that question for you. And you can feel free to email us at unitedtinyhouse.com or Instagram us or anything with any other questions. We do a lot of composting out of the property, both human manure and what you would consider kitchen composting.
All right. Okay. So our next guest is here. We're gonna jump in and see a tour of Tiny House Leadville, and then when we come back, we'll catch up with Joe and Jeremy from Tiny House Leadville. Just 1 second, guys. There we go.
Leadville at the RV Corral, and we have tiny houses with incredible views of Mount Massive. Historic pastime bar. It's been here since the 1850s. What's up, Michelle?
Hi, hanging out at the tiny home.
She's gonna help me take the tour.
Sure.
So what do we have here on the left? Molly Brown, Unsinkable Molly Brown. How many does that sleep?
Molly sleeps 4.
Okay, full
4
kitchen.
people.
We provide all the amenities, dishes, towels.
Has a gas stove.
And down over here we have Duke, named after a local character. How many does that sleep, Michelle?
Duke actually sleeps 4 if you're buddies.
Okay, sounds good. We're gonna take a panorama. Over here we have Oscar, named after who?
Oscar
Wilde.
Wilde, that's right. Oscar Wilde.
And that's your favorite, right?
It is my favorite because it has a tub.
Oh, good. And they sleep how many?
Oscar sleeps 5.
All right, over here we have Maverick, named after that scoundrel, that Western guy. There's Aspen. How many does Aspen sleep, Michelle?
Aspen actually sleeps 4, Joe. 4 people.
And Maverick?
3.
How many is Maverick sleeping?
5, because it has a king bed.
Okay, over here we have Dragonfly. Dragonfly was actually built in Florida. We get them from all over the country. Right, Michelle?
Right, and Dragonflies might be my second favorite.
And then we have Rudy, the smallest of our tiny houses. And we got, how many can we get in there,
Rudy
Michelle?
sleeps 3.
And then we have RV Park, which will maintain, daycomers, permanent residents. And there is Mount Elbert, the highest peak at 14,300. Over here we have Destiny. I think Jeremy just pulled this guy over on the interstate and said, hey, I want to buy this.
Destiny is so cute.
How many we sleeping in there, Michelle?
2, comfortably.
All right, let's take us inside.
Okay.
Are we having fun yet, Michelle?
I'm having fun, John. I'm having lots
That's
of
Destiny. Okay. So, a very unique design. Stove, refrigerator. And up there is a spacious loft. How spacious is that, Michelle?
It's a queen bed up there, and it's so comfy. You have little lamps on each side of the bed. Perfect for 2 people.
All the amenities, dishes, TV.
We have the microwave.
And there's your bathroom. And we're going outside again. We're going to check out Rudy. What do you think about Rudy?
Rudy's so cute. It's quite the character Rudy is. I know who Rudy was named after.
Oh.
Yes. The previous
Oh,
owner
the
of
previous
club.
owner. Okay. So here we go. There's Dragonfly. Oh. Okay, we're going into Rudy. The thing I like about Rudy is all this wood. It's so cozy. You have a little pull out. Here we go. Look at that. All that wood. Copper sink. Kind of reminds you of mining days. Copper. Bathroom. So, there's your sleeping area. Fit 2. All right. Let's go on. Little picnic tables. Grills at each one. There's Dragonfly. Somebody's in there, so we can't go in there. Maverick. Should we go in Maverick?
We haven't gone to Maverick.
What?
We have not gone to Maverick.
Oh, okay. What do you think of Maverick?
Maverick is cool because it's the only one with the king size bed. And it also has a gas stove.
Gas stove, full kitchen, full refrigerator, cozy loft. Look at those views. Oh my God. There's another loft. You can sleep somebody down here, a pull-out table.
And this is actually
Bathroom.
a twin bed.
Oh,
Pulls out.
nice. Pulls out.
Twin bed.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Moving on. As of right now, we can only rent to local workers and medical staff. Opening June 1st, we will start renting for leisurely properties. So, we're 2 hours west of Denver, between Vail and Aspen. Ideal. Hunting.
Aspen sleeps 5.
Aspen sleeps 5. Now this is my favorite too, because there's like this huge seating area.
Yeah.
There's your loft. There's your kitchen. This is a smaller kitchen with a hot plate, microwave, coffee maker. And the reason Michelle likes this is why?
Because it has a full-size tub.
Full-size tub. There's the other loft. And yeah, I like this one too. This is just hang out in here.
Play games.
Play games. This actually used to be like a jungle gym. It's been for kids. It's been changed a little bit. I mean, Leadville, there's so much to do here. The fly fishing is off the hook. Or I should say on the hook. They're easy to catch. They jump onto your line practically. You got the Arkansas River for kayaking.
Oh, down whitewater rafting. That's so much fun.
Skiing, cross-country skiing. We have snowshoe races.
Yeah,
we have races. There's so much to do here. Hiking. And I hope you enjoyed the tour. Did I mention United Tiny Houses, who made this all possible? And we have a full laundry service down there if you need laundry. And like I said, semi-permanent trailers, day trippers. And did I miss anything? Any questions or comments, Michelle?
Comment, visit, say you'll love it.
All right, thank you. Your loyal team. Bye.
Okay. I mean, that's how about that purple mountain majesty set up there? That was just amazing. It's so beautiful there. And I like that old building across the street. Makes me think of like an old courthouse. So really beautiful there at Tiny House Leadville.
In Colorado.
In Colorado.
You see those mountains? You see those mountains?
I just said that.
I know, but you see those mountains like behind, just backdrop behind that.
You would
it's
like
beautiful.
it there.
Too cold.
Too cold.
Yeah, I can't.
I would love it, man. Just to let you know
that we have to kill these parts.
So Shannon Kreider, yes, Shannon, yes. If you didn't see my text message or my post in the feed on the video, yes, Jeremy Ricci owns both Tiny House Siesta in Sarasota, Florida, my hometown as a kid. And he owns Tiny House Leadville in Colorado, which we just saw Mountain Joe do the video tour on.
Tiny House Vacay.
So yes, it's the same Jeremy. So what we're going to do now is we need to start a whole new session again. Just part of the software. Sorry about this. So stick around. We're going to end this session, start a new session.
Which is a new video.
Please come back. It'll be a whole new video.
Yes,
a whole new live feed, just like we've done yesterday, but we're doing more organized today. So we're going to stop this one, start a new one, come back, and when we come back, Jeremy Ricci
will be here.
The owner of Tiny House Leadville and Tiny House Siesta. He's going to be back to talk a little bit about Tiny House Leadville and take some questions.
All right, there we go.
All right, here we go. See you in a few.
See you in a few.